Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Take us course to continue the journey of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. This is Season 2, Episode 31. This is Part 1 of a two-part finale. Of course, we'll not know the title until I get into the episode. And yes, I do know it's a two-part finale. I don't think that's a spoiler, but I'm excited. Now, I'm not planning on reacting and watching Part 2 right this second as I'm recording Part 1 here, but I'll probably be recording it within the next couple days or so. But I'm going to let it sit. Okay, I know some people say, hey, when you watch Part 1 of something, you should watch Part 2. And sometimes I would do that, but other times I like to wait and give myself some time. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm curious to see what exactly is Part 1 of Part 2, because technically it felt like we started it, because literally the title for last week's episode was the beginning of the end, which felt like Part 1, like the start of the wrap-up of this arc with Dagon and everything. Of course, the whole Vilgax reveal and everything. He was reborn in his image and all this stuff, and it's kind of crazy, but he has like these insane powers. But it felt like that it was the start, so I'm wondering, did they plan it to always be a two-parter and that one just kind of setting up the two-part finale? Or was there ever discussion of being a three-part finale? Like, I don't know, because it feels like just, even though I don't know what's going to happen here in this episode, and of course the finale to wrap up this arc, and of course the show in terms of moving on to Omniverse from here after these two episodes. But it feels like to me, just based off how it was structured, that it felt like, okay, maybe last week's episode was technically Part 1 of the wrap-up, but whatever. I'm guessing because Part 1 and Part 2, it's going to be the title. It's just going to be the title, Part 1, title, Part 2 for the next episode. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I know what I'm meaning, and I hope you guys understand where I'm going with this, because I think it makes sense, I guess. But we'll see what happens, because maybe when I watch this episode, I go, you know what? I get why last week's episode wasn't called Part 1, and this is called Part 1. But we'll see. Wrapping up the show. It's crazy to think. Now, technically, we're not wrapping up like fully here, but in a couple days, when I watch Part 2, it'll be done. Like, the show will be completed, and it's kind of crazy to think that, because it feels like a little bit ago we started the journey of Ultimate Alien, and now we're here at the end. We're wrapping up now the show. Think that there is one more show. There is the reboot stuff, which there's been a lot of discussion in my Discord about all that, but we'll see what happens here. I'm excited. I'm curious. They better show Dagon. They better show him. We've been building this up for quite some time. They better not cheap us out and just go, actually, well, technically, even though he's been reborn in his image, this reborn Vilgax is the true villain. No, I need to see Dagon. Show me the god. Show me this, whatever this thing is. Show me it. I need to see it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the journey so far, and I hope you guys enjoy these next two episodes of Ultimate Alien. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for Omniverse, so it's coming. Just be a little more patient. We're getting there pretty soon. Anyways, let's dive into now Part 1 of the conclusion, the wrap-up of this arc in Ultimate Alien. Let's go. Oh, that's John DiMaggio. Damn. Still going on the war. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, okay, go for it. That was badass, okay. What? Okay. Just firing balls of energy or whatever.
Do not address the Dagon.
The ultimate enemy? Ooh, I like that title.
I thought Vilgax was dead.
No. Well, that's a good answer. Which time?
The moment is at hand.
Show me Dagon. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's happening. Ooh. About to say, is that okay? Oh, they're being turned too? Ship knows something's wrong. Yep, exactly. About to say the whole... Oh my god, dude. The whole world is being infected. The whole world. I have to give a round of applause because they're actually showing the entire world's being infected here.
There's billions of lives that I can't sense anymore.
Every living person on Earth has been transformed into an esoterica.
Shit. That was smart. He's gonna find a way out. Come on now.
Put this back on.
Away with it! The Sword of Azimuth is all the protection I need.
No, dude.
Nice.
A spell to hold the Dagon.
I want to see the Dagon. Let me see the Dagon. Come on. Ben, come on, dude. Dude, you can't do anything. It's over. Well, oh. Taste my sword, Vilgax. Is he gonna eat him? Oh, shit. Yeah, it seems like the sword's not useful anymore. Oh, what? Oh, okay, the sword. It seems... Oh, now we're in his realm or whatever.
Speak, servant.
Your minion speaks no more.
Oh, he's still around. Yep. Holy shit. Dude.
Consider it done, master.
Are we actually gonna finally see him? Wait, why are they back? Exactly? Exactly.
So far, so good.
Holy shit, dude.
Uh-oh.
How can they fight that?
Maybe.
On your left.
I'm trying to understand why they're even back here. They're kicking ass, taking names. Yeah, they're not gonna stop.
The power I gave you is more than enough. Of course, master.
Are you a vessel or a vassal? He's
What?
the dragon's pawn.
Containment, confinement, concatenation.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Nothing's
I understand
strong
now.
enough
I
to cast
completely
across
forgot they were
dimensions.
going for a spell.
What about those books Charmcaster left behind?
Platforms. Oh. Let us in.
Keep moving! Uh-oh.
Every being
In this dimension will kneel before him.
If you're really Vilgax, you're not serving anybody but yourself.
Fair point.
Fire!
Just keep. Okay. Keep taking my blast. Spear bomb. Come on, Bingo Ultimate. Come on now.
Fortunately, the most powerful being in your
Is
world
Gwen.
is at my command.
easy enough, master.
Dude. Oh shit. It's all been planned.
I don't want to hurt you.
You can't. What? Made her a helmet. Smart. Okay.
You left yourself wide open.
Yeah, he did.
I could have
For
hurt
you.
you.
You'd never hurt me. You too, Ben. Thanks.
No need.
No.
As long as I wield.
You will be the first to fall.
Then you're
Okay,
going to
bring it
tell
on.
us how to stop that from happening.
Oh shit. I knew it. I knew it.
Gathering everything you require.
Where is it?
Where is it? The Omnitrix? The Omnitrix!
Here.
Not yet.
Are we finally going to see Dagon?
'Tis the moment the Forever Knights have been preparing for these long millennia.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, what? Holy shit. Dude, it's Cthulhu, basically. It's Cthulhu. Finally, we saw the Dagon, and it's Cthulhu, basically. It's Cthulhu. I mean, okay, interesting. They were building it up since the very beginning of this episode. The Dagon is coming. He is almost here. You will fall first, and finally, making his way. I was like, man, they're going to make his way for part 2. Come on. We saw him. Now, I should have known, and I mean, it's pretty obvious. Vilgax was just doing his own thing. Yeah, he was reborn in Dagon's image, but he was just... It was all a means to his own end. He was basically using Dagon to get more power, because he was more powerful, yet he was still getting his ass kicked a little bit. But he was like, Master, I need more power, and then he gained more power. And then it's like, Vilgax was waiting for his servant, I forget his name, but he's been gone for quite a while. He shows up, he's like, I've been gathering everything you required. What exactly? I don't know. But Vilgax was just basically using all of this, like, wasting time and using this time for his servant to show up, and then basically, I've been reborn, and the Dagon is my master, and all this stuff. And Dagon had a plan. I think Dagon knew something was going to happen. He needed a backup. So they made a point to address it again because Gwen, of course, was taken over and being controlled by Dagon in the episode. And we had seen that this has been a thing for a bit, ever since they introduced, I forget, they slew something, but that entity that came that we had saw in the flashbacks with George. And it basically imprinted on Gwen or something. And now she is under control, and he calls her my Anodite. And then she basically starts to try to break the seal again, even more so. Because apparently Vilgax has the power to do it, but he was refusing to do it because he really wasn't under control of Dagon. He really wasn't following Dagon as a servant. He was just trying to basically do his own thing and just kind of wait for his guy to show up. So it was a whole thing on that. But Dagon's out. And we got to see something a little interesting too, where, first of all, a lot of action in the episode, but I don't think we've seen this before where, blank on the name, sorry, it's been a day. Kevin puts a helmet on Gwen's head and helps her stopping from Dagon getting to her head, and then gave a helmet because Kevin was fully thing, but he gave a helmet to Ben, and of course George's like, I don't need a helmet. It's like, yeah, you do, because everybody was infected and became those followers, like those who can transport and travel through dimension, through an alternate dimension, and everything. They have a name for them, and I do apologize. I'm bad with names, so I do apologize. I will say, round of applause, because they actually showed the entire world being affected. The entire world was affected by this. In the past, when the show has covered massive world events or things that are affecting a lot of people in a lot of areas, especially in classic, we hear about it, we don't see it. Here, we actually are cutting to multiple locations showing how people are being turned into followers of Dagon. Those individuals, like the outfits and everything, it's all the same outfit, so I guess it's easier to animate and everything like that. A lot of action in the episode. Like I said, they open with action in this episode, and then even more so. And I heard John DiMaggio, and I'm wondering, is John DiMaggio voicing the Dagon? I don't know for sure, but when I heard John DiMaggio in the opening of the episode as a Forever Night, I'm like, we're gonna see Wrath, and we didn't. So maybe he's in part 2, hopefully. I love Wrath, so I was like, oh, Wrath, because whenever John DiMaggio shows up and he's voicing another character in the episode before Wrath appears or whatever, or if we see Wrath first, then he's voicing someone else because they're using him while he's in the studio. But when I heard him in the opening, I'm like, oh, Wrath's gonna be in the episode, and he wasn't. I'm also still sticking with my thoughts in terms of the intro, where this felt like exactly like as expected, a continuation of last week's episode. So realistically, this could have been part 2. Realistically, now, the whole point of this episode was to have a lot more Vilgax, and the reveal that he's actually working for himself, and he's not actually serving his master Dagon and all that. And a lot of just like Dagon's coming, like we knew that in part 1. We know he's coming at someone. He's going to show up. He's going to be here. The seal's going to be broken. So realistically, the ultimate enemy, which is a cool title, part 1 for this episode, could have been last week's episode, and this could be part 2, and part 3 is the wrap up. Or maybe it could be something titled differently entirely. But it really feels like, yeah, this is just a part 2. But whatever. Any more thoughts? I'm trying to think. I was confused on the bit, like, why Gwen and Kevin were back at her house. I'm like, why are they here? Like, why'd they leave? Like, oh, yeah, because they're getting the spell. Duh, stupid. But also it has it to where Gwen gets affected and then reveals that she is still under the control of Dagon and all that. And the laughing and everything and the her voice and his voice like layering on each other was really interesting too, like to hear like the two voices at once. Kind of crazy effect, and it's effective though. It is effective. But Dagon's here. Don't know what, I mean, obviously, whatever his plans are, they're not going to succeed because we got Omniverse. We still have that show coming. But I'm really curious if there's any lasting effects from this arc that's going to carry over into the next show. Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I love the fact that we've now finally seen Dagon. I've been saying, because I know we saw Dagon in a flashback, of course, as a dragon and everything, but that wasn't Dagon's true form. At least I don't think it was. Clearly it wasn't. This is Dagon's true form, which I think they refer to him as the Great One or the Old One or something, which in the H.P. Lovecraft mythos and lore that he built with the Great Old Ones or whatever, Cthulhu, it's very clear that that's what they're pulling from. And of course, Vilgax is a definite like comparison and kind of, you know, homage to Cthulhu, like that character. So for the Dagon to be basically the same thing as well, or even more so, like you know, Cthulhu, I think it works, because it goes to show in terms of the Ben 10 world, we've seen a lot of crazy things in this canon. In the canon, we've seen a lot of things in the storytelling. When me and Darren were talking about on the Pipeline podcast, we were going over all the classic episodes and ranking them in tier list wise. It was crazy to think back on how much stuff, even the first show starting out this continuity, how much stuff they covered in terms of different things and entities and all that, and the Fountain of Youth. There's so many crazy things, right? And now we're here to this point where it's not an alien so much as Dagon, but Dagon's like a god, an entity, like something beyond. We've seen things in a realm of this, but not, I don't think, on this level. So they're really like pushing the boundaries here in terms of what is in the world and the galaxy and the continuity of Ben 10, you know, and I'm all here for it. I really am. I love when they introduce new stuff. I'm not saying it has to necessarily be the best thing ever. It has to work, but I love the fact that, hey, they're trying something. Even if I don't love it, they're trying, and they're pushing the boundaries. Like now we have the Dagon, Cthulhu. Don't know if they could actually call him Cthulhu. That's probably why they didn't call him that, or a name more associated with what we kind of know in terms of the H.P. Lovecraft stuff. But they're doing their own thing. They're building their own thing. So yeah, overall, had a great time with this episode. A lot of just build up to the Dagon, but I think it was a cool reveal and a lot of action, a lot of craziness. And I'm ready and I'm excited to see how they conclude this arc and also how they conclude Ultimate Alien. I'm curious to know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.